Hey guys, so I got a few things I want to talk with you about. Let me get the tom set up here. We never really discussed the concert toms. I think you probably would have been able to figure it out by context anyways, but just to clarify, you can set up toms either direction from low to high or high to low, and it kind of depends on the part that you're playing. And in this part, for your final, it makes more sense to have the low drum on the left and the high drum on the right. And this might be mirrored, I'm not sure with the camera, it might be mirroring the image for you. So just to be clarified, this is the left drum, the low drum, and the high drum is on the right. Okay, you have at the beginning unison notes, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. So you just use regular drumsticks on it. And just like any other drum, we don't hit right in the center, we'll hit just above or below center, just about an inch or so. So you're pretty close to center, but not right in the center. In your beginning part, starts with it. And I think the next line is high, high, low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So for the most part, you can pretty much leave your right hand on one drum and your left hand on the other. But if there's any 16th notes, then you have to move both to the same drum. It does say at the beginning of your part 4 drums, but if you actually look at the notes itself, there's only actually 2 drums, so you only need 2. It just says 4 because that's what Sibelius labels the instrument as. Okay, so I think that's everything you need to know for the tom part. Email me if you have any other questions about it. And then the bass drum and triangle part I want to discuss as well. There's some tricky parts there. So first of all, you have the triangle parts. With those, let me look at the score here. Yeah, when you have those dots above the triangle, usually what that means is a dead stroke. So you see with these back fingers, I'm actually touching the triangle. So this is actually like a samba kind of technique or Brazilian technique where you get the dampened sound and an open sound, dampened sound, open sound. So the pattern that you actually have there is this. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. You see I just dampen on 2 and let it ring on 4. Or sorry, 1 and 3. Open, dampen, open, dampen. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. Okay? And then lastly, the bass drum. One of the tricky parts about this final is all the transitions you have to do back and forth between instruments. So between crash cymbal, suspended cymbal, between bass drum, triangle, and these are things that your students will experience in playing as well. For the most part, you have time to switch between instruments. You just have to make sure you move somewhat quickly. But the very last bar, you have a triangle roll right to a bass drum. So counts 1, 2, and 3 on a triangle, count 4 is on the bass drum. So somehow we have to go from triangle roll 2, 3, 4 to bass drum on 4. So what we're going to do is we're just going to mount the triangle, and this is just for the last part. We'll mount the triangle on a stand. Remember, ideally it's better to have a separate stand, but we don't have that at Iowa Wesleyan, so just mount it to your music stand. That's okay, as long as it's nice and high. And so for that last bar, you'll play the triangle roll with your left hand, 1, 2, 3, and then the bass drum on 4. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then dampen. You can just use your hand to dampen the bass drum and the triangle. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the last bar. So for the rest of the piece, though, with the triangle, like at the beginning, I want you to hold it. Because remember, that's preferable that we actually hold the triangle when we play it. But this is one of those circumstances at the end where you're going to have to put it down onto the music stand, roll, just so you get to the bass drum in time. Okay? So I think we've talked about everything else, and you can figure everything else out. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Have a good week.